honey. Hi. Hi. Oh, sorry. Check my volume is up. No, it's right down. Okay. Good thing I checked that. It's a good thing I checked that. Can you hear me all right? Check the volume. I think okay. Cool. I'll give it a minute. Wait till some more people join and then I'll get into it. How you all doing? How's your weekend been? What have you been up to? I was going to say ladies, but we've got a guy now too. Good. Just thought I'd do an impromptu live rather than planning it, which I prefer really. Although my mentor does tell me I need to plan. I need to write some notes down before I do anything so I don't waffle. So I might waffle a little bit, but you know, it's just having a little chat. I'm using this light that I haven't used before, so I'm just testing the lighting out actually. Let's see. Oh, that's a very warm light. That's quite nice. Do we like that light? Oh, the other one. I feel like this light is a bit more sustainable. The other one's a bit, ooh, scary. Let's go with, oh, should we go with that one? It was a bit too, looks like I've got no nose. Hold on. I'm trying to think what light I started with now. That one's too scary. This one's okay, maybe. Let's turn it down a bit. Yeah, this might be alright. I just don't want to get a headache with too much of bright light. As I was telling Elise, who I think's just joined, I get overstimulated, especially by the end of the day. Like once the kids have gone in bed and I've had a whole day of noise, I'm just like overstimulated and can't take much more bright lights or anything. So yeah, I'm not going to have this bright light on the whole time. Yeah, even that's a bit better actually. Yeah, so the live that I wanted to do tonight was about having a word with yourself. Have a word. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about this tonight is because I have been having words with myself. I have been quite busy this week doing things in the house. My daughters, I changed school, so just settling them into school and really like focusing on home life this week. So a lot of the time, you know, when you've got your own business, it's all about hustle, and not much else, and kind of trying to fit in the home life stuff. And, you know, it can get quite overwhelming. And you just feel a lot of the time that you're just not keeping on top of it all. And then you start to feel like a failure because you're not doing 101 things in your business that so many other people seem to be doing. And so I do get a bit of that, like sometimes, hi Alex, where I just feel like I'm juggling so much, but then I'm getting overwhelmed, and then I'm stuck in overwhelm. And then that leads to procrastination on things that I should be doing. Like Alex knows, I meant to fill, for example, like these forms in that I haven't done. It's taken me years to fill these forms in. So it's just like there's certain things that start off at the front of your mind and then they end up at the back of your mind and then constantly in the back of your mind. And then you feel guilty because you're not doing what you think you should be doing. And yeah, really do. And so this is a cycle for me, like feeling like I'm accomplishing, but then always feeling like I've got too many things that I'm juggling, so I drop the ball on things. And you know, you can beat yourself up about it, or you can just accept it that, you know, actually it's not going to get done today. It can wait for another day. But I think what you need to do is also, as I say, have a bit of a word with yourself in the sense of, okay, is this still a priority? Like, do I need to do this? And what's the timeline that I'm giving myself on this before I decide that it's going in the bin, like I'm just not going to do it. So that's like a bit of an analogy for what I've been doing this week, is basically clearing out my house. So I've got 3 children, for those who don't know. They're all quite small, like 2, 4 and 7. So they have a lot of stuff. They have a lot of clothes, have a lot of toys. And I'm very much a generous person. So I'm always thinking that I'm not giving them enough and I want to give them more. Not trying to create spoilt brats, but, you know, I'm always thinking about, like, what do they need? Have they got enough of this? Have they got enough socks? Have they got enough shoes? Have they got enough, you know, the list goes on. So what happens is very quickly you end up with a house full of stuff and there's a lot of stuff and not all of it is getting paid attention to, getting used. And then you get into this space where, you just feel like you're almost like suffocating in all this stuff in your house. Because I don't live in a mansion, right? It's no secret. My hubby knows I want to move into a bigger house. It's taking longer than what we'd hoped. So while we're in this transition period of waiting to move and finding that place, which is going to be our, hopefully, you know, forever home, or at least somewhere we're going to be for a long time, I need to make that decision to make this place as comfortable as possible and get rid of a lot of stuff to give us more room. So that was the kind of conclusion that I came to this week. I was like, if I'm getting rid of stuff, then the place is going to feel bigger. And I got rid of about 12 bin bags worth of stuff this week, which I'm really proud of. And it just means that the house feels lighter. I feel that I've accomplished something. And my perspective on the house has changed. I hated the house last week. I honestly hated it. I'd wake up every day and I was just like, I just hate living here. And I was getting snappy with my hubby and just saying, like, you know, when are we going to move? I can't take it in here anymore. Like, this is getting too much. But as I said, I kind of got real with myself and I was like, okay, Siobhan, you're not going to move next week. It's not going to happen. You've already said to yourself that you're going to move, say, January, the earliest, if possible. So in between that period, are you going to make the decision to just stay miserable and be snappy with him, with the kids, because you're not happy in this house? Or are you going to find a solution that works for you right now, which means that, you know, you can be happy in this home, that you can create a space which you feel a bit happier in? And hi, Mum. So I made that decision this week. I was like, let me just do that, because it means that temporarily just surrendering to that, right? And just total acceptance of this is where I am right now, but I can do things to change my situation. I can do things to make myself better in this space where I'm in right now. And I think that applies to life as a whole. Like, if you're single and you want to be in a relationship and you're just not finding that person, let's say right now, you can decide to just be miserable and angry about the fact that you are single and you haven't found someone. Or you can just decide to make peace with it for now and think of ways in which you can add to your happiness right now. Because sometimes we do attach our happiness to this one thing. And I've been attaching my happiness to this one thing, which is getting a bigger house. And it was making me miserable because it feels right now that it is somewhat out of my control. But the things that I can control are things like creating more space, making it a more beautiful surrounding, like talking to my mum about little changes that I can make, you know, a bit of decorating or whatever. So that's what I've been doing. I've been speaking to my mum, speaking to my best friend, like giving each other little tips about, you know, sending them pictures when I'm clearing a corner in the room and going, look at it before and look at it now, and like feeling all happy about doing that. And it's just like those small changes can sometimes make such a big difference. Now, I'm not saying I do not want to move still, because of course I do, but I'm definitely a lot more at peace with where I'm at. And I think this is the thing to really practice in life, right, is making peace with where you're at, but still taking steps to try to improve your situation. So another thing, okay, that I've not been happy with lately, I'm going to give you confessions now, is my weight, right? So after 3 kids, I've put on weight, as most women do, but I also had issues with like not having a car. My car was in the mechanics. So I started making the excuse of I can't get to the gym because I haven't got my car. So what that meant was not exercising, eating different times of the night. Like he works late, so often I'm like, I want to eat with him, so I'm eating at like 10 at 11 at night, sometimes ordering takeaway. And before long, you know, I did not realise how much weight I had actually gained until I saw myself on a video, on a podcast. Then I saw pictures of myself and I was like, no, that's not me. I can't allow myself to get to that point. Like, even if I can't get to the gym, surely there's other things that I can do, right? Everybody knows the main thing you can do to lose weight, change up your diet, watch what you're eating, you know, cut down the portion sizes and all the rest of it. So that's when I had a word with myself and I was like, time to go on a diet. Now, here's the thing. I thought today as well, friends don't always tell you what you need to hear, right? I had no friend telling me, babe, like, I love you, but you've gained some weight. Nobody told me this, right? Not my parents, not my partner, like nobody. And it does. I've been doing lots of walking. So nobody told me. And I'm like, it's so funny that, right? Because when you lose weight, everybody wants to tell you how good you look, or like, oh, you've lost weight. People are very quick to tell you. Or if you're getting too thin, people are quicker to tell you, to say to you like, babe, I'm a bit worried about you. Like, you're losing a bit too much weight. Like, don't lose any more. You're looking a bit sick. No, like, people will tell you that, right? But they won't tell you when they're like, you're putting on a bit too much weight. Like, you could get sick, right? Because it's the same thing, right? If you're getting obese, I'm just going to say it as it is. Like, you are putting yourself at many health risks. So, but friends are not going to tell you that because it's kind of widely accepted that kind of that's an insult, right? To tell someone that they're overweight or whatever. But I'm the type of friend that will tell you. I'm the type of friend that will tell you in a nice way and just encourage you to kind of, you know, work out. Let's do it together. You know, let's do this. Like with my mum, she wants to lose weight. So I'm like, right, mum, this is what I'm doing. It's been working for me. Let's do it together, you know, let's hit that goal by Christmas. Like, let's be in that dress size that we want to be in. So, but, you know, friends often do not tell you what you need to hear, right? How many of you would ever tell a friend that they've gained weight? Let me know in the comments. Would you tell your friend if they were really overweight and they're not normally and you've just seen the gains? Would you tell them as a friend? I want to know in the comments. I'm waiting. I bet nobody would. But let me know if you think you would be that honest. Because as I said, would you tell them if they'd lost the weight? Like if they lost a lot of weight, would you tell them like, oh, I feel like you've lost a bit of weight. You're looking a bit unwell. Yeah, I thought you might, Jade. You seem like a real one, man. You're like me. I think you're quite direct and you'll just tell it as it is. But but you know what? The trouble with that is I'm very direct. So that's got me in trouble. You know, sometimes not everybody can take direct advice, perceived criticism. You know, a lot of people are sensitive to it. And I do feel like a lot of people are afraid to tell their friends what they need to hear because they're afraid of the friend not wanting to be friends with them anymore, right? And this is like, I think this is another thing. Confrontation. Yeah, a lot of us avoid confrontation. Now, again, I'm not an argumentative person, but I don't shy away from confrontation. So if anybody that knows me knows this, if there's something to confront, I'm like, let's hash it out. You know, let's get this out on the table. And for me, like, I'm an Aries, I'm a typical Aries. So when it's off my chest, it's out there, I'm cool after. Like, I genuinely am not holding a grudge with you. Like, we spoke about it, let's move on. But some people can't do that, you know. Some people would be like, those words just stung a little too hard for me. I wasn't ready to hear that. So therefore, you know, me and you can't talk. And that's a risk that you take, you know, when you just tell people. But I feel we all need friends that keep it real with us, 100, yeah? Whether that is due to gaining weight, whether that is due to you not getting anywhere with dating because you've got certain ways that doesn't work for a relationship to work. You know, you're hard-headed. You only want to do things your own way. You don't compromise. You have no kind of conflict resolution skills. You know, you fire up, you get triggered easily, like all these things, right? And yet friends a lot of the time will just sit there and tell you, oh babe, it's not you, like all men are trash, rah, rah, rah. And that's not helpful. That's not helpful to you actually progressing. So that's what I'm saying. We can't change our friends and the way that they approach things with us and where they guide us. And we can't just look to friends to give us the right accountability. That's it, right? And this is what I'm getting to as well. Like, you can't just look to friends to guide you, to tell you, to validate you. Because often that's what we're really seeking from our friends, is this validation that, you know, there's nothing wrong with us. We're perfect. Everyone else is the problem. Everything else out there is the problem. When the truth be told, like, we need to work on some things, right? Hiya. We need to work on some things. But friends are not going to tell us. So this is where, if you're in a good relationship, okay, your partner should kind of hold you accountable. You should be holding that mirror up to each other and saying, babe, like, you're slipping, right? Let's just, because I know I'm that way in a relationship. My hubby will tell you, like, I don't let him slip. I'm literally like on him all the time, just like, you know, you need to work at this. Come on, fix up. If it's something that, do you know what I'm saying? Not in a nagging way, not in a criticism, you know, always criticizing, but definitely like, babe, nah, like, that's not the move. You know what I mean? Like, that's what being a good partner is, I think, to have their back. That's what having their back is, to be watching and saying, I can see the bigger picture here. And what I'm telling you is, I see this. So therefore, this is the way I would say, you know, is the best thing. You don't have to take my advice, but I'm just telling you how I see it, right? I'm just telling you how I see it, babe. And for that, I think if you can accept that, you can put your ego aside and you can actually accept that in a partnership, like, you will always go further. You know, you got to push each other in a good way. And the same with friends. I feel like we should be pushing each other. But that said, as I'm coming back to, you cannot wait for friends to guide you and to give you the right advice. You've got to trust yourself. And you've got to know yourself, and you've got to hold yourself accountable. And that's what I'm saying. I held myself accountable. I was like, yeah, I've been lazy. I haven't been going to gym. Not having a car is no excuse to not go to the gym. Okay, it's like £30 in a cab to get to my gym from my house. Do I want to pay £60 there and back in a cab? No. But I can go with my neighbour who goes there when she goes. I can go with him sometimes when he goes, when the children at school and nursery. I can go to the membership club that I pay hundreds of pounds a month to be walking in and use that one. I can walk everywhere, right? I can get my steps in. I can get my kettlebell out and my dumbbells and do some squats and so it's very easy to just make excuses as to why you're not doing what you know deep down you should be doing. And I think when we do that, that's why it's time to just have a word with yourself. As I'm saying, that this day and age, everything is about, like, just love yourself. Just love yourself, and you're perfect, and that's the end of it, right? Now, pulling yourself up and having a word with yourself and saying you're slipping is loving yourself. That is the best way you can love yourself, right? If you are continually in competition with yourself to be the best version of yourself, it's our job to try to get to that point where we can actually proudly look in the mirror and be like, you know what? I have worked hard to be the person I am, the person that I can respect, the person that I know is going towards my potential, that is going to cut the excuses and have the self-discipline to be better, do better, right? And I've been having words with myself all week. Do you know, you might think I'm crazy, but I've been talking to myself the whole week. I think even the kids are looking at me like, because I'm talking to myself through everything I'm doing, yeah? And this is a good way to practice as well. Just talk to yourself. I know this sounds, because we think when we see people talk to themselves in the street or whatever, they're just a bit cuckoo. But, you know, if you're like in the house and you're literally, I was, you know, just to get my brain focused, I will be talking myself through like I'm, I don't know, like I'm on a cooking, you know, like on a cooking show when they're doing step by step, like, right, now I'm putting the garlic in and now I'm putting the onions in. Like, that's literally what I was doing all week. I know that's really lame. And I don't know if it's because I'm an only child and I did probably used to do this a lot when I was a kid, but it's been helping. It's actually been helping because I'm in conversation with myself so much that I know my thoughts, and I know that when I'm talking to myself, I'm getting it done straight away. Instead of it just being in my head and a thought that's just sitting there like, oh, I need to do this, right? I'm going, right, Siobhan, put the wash in. Right, let's put the wash in. I'm literally talking to myself like that. Right, come on. Right, we're going to get the wash in. Right, sort these darks out. Okay, right, let's get them in. Right now, those stuff at the bottom of the stairs. Right, come on, let's get them up. You know, so it's like being aware of your thoughts so much that you are able to instantly do the thing that's in your head. Because what happens with thoughts is we have so many of them just sitting in our head that it becomes clutter in our brain and we can't figure out like what to do first. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's 101 things in your head that you think you should be doing, that you could be doing, and yet you're not doing it. But if you actually just talk to yourself like step by step, like, right, okay, come on, let's have some water. Right, which I'm going to do right now. Let's have some water. Okay, great. And then like, right, how much water have I had today? I think I've had a bottle. Okay, great. Be your own best friend, right? Be your own friend. Now, I don't know, as I said, if it's me not having many friends around lately that's making me do this. I don't know, but it's working for me. It's helping me. And I think you've just got to do whatever you can do to help yourself. Those little steps every day, whether it's, you know, updating your CV because you're going for a new job and you keep telling yourself, got to update my CV. Just go, right, go update your CV. Let's do it now. There's this woman, Mel Robbins, which I follow, and she's great. She's got like the 5-second rule. And she's literally like, if something pops up in your head, you have 5 seconds to get up and do it. Right? So try that. Try that. If there's something that you're in your head that you know is pressing, is there a thought in your head right now that you know has been playing on your mind for a while? Share in the comments if there's anything. And let me know. Is it something you can do immediately? Or how long do you need to do this thing? Because this is the thing. Sometimes we tell ourselves that, oh, but I've got to wait till such and such thing. Something else has got to happen before I do that thing. Right? And then weeks go by. Like, for example, I've been telling myself I need to send a newsletter out. I have been paying a subscription for 4 months. Expensive subscription at that, like £50 a month to send newsletters out. Do you think I've written one newsletter yet? Now, I'm beating myself up about this on a daily basis. Like, why haven't I done the newsletter? And really and truly, all I need is 20 minutes, right? Exactly. Be your own best friend. I kept thinking of Beyonce, me, myself, and I. But you know what? That is who you've got in the end, yeah? Is when you... No one else is in your head 24/7, yeah? Not even your partner. You're the only one that's in your head 24/7. So therefore, like, be a friend to yourself. Like, big yourself up. Push yourself. Talk to yourself. Tell yourself what needs to be done. And just do it. Just do it. And as I said, it's in the doing, it's in the little things. Thank you. Right, so here you're holding me accountable. When am I going to do the newsletter? Right, so it's so funny. Tomorrow is 11/11. Yeah, big day for manifestation, big day for setting goals, setting dreams, everything. I encourage all of you to do your manifesting. I've got my crystals out tonight. I sprayed them with the little freshen up spray thing that you get. Tonight I am manifesting big time, and I want you all to do the same come tomorrow, right? Thank you. So hold me accountable, please do. Okay, so tomorrow's 11/11, and I've already written a list of all the things I'm doing tomorrow. It's quite a long list, and I don't know if I'm going to get it all done tomorrow, I'll be honest. But here's the caveat. So I have Caroline, who works with me. I've delegated the task. I've asked Caroline if she can do the newsletter. So I'm going to follow up with Caroline tomorrow, and hopefully she can do it tomorrow, because I don't think I'm going to get to do it. So, and that's the thing, sometimes, you know, if you can delegate stuff and you've got people around you that can help you in some way, let's say it's something like, as I said, you know, not being able to get to the gym. So is there someone that can drop you to the gym that goes there, you know, and literally just asking them like, hey, when are you going to the gym? Can I catch a ride with you? Or, you know, like with my partner, I don't like putting clothes away. So I've said to him now, I don't like putting clothes away. I'll do all the other stuff, but I just really don't enjoy putting everyone's clothes away. Like, do you mind doing it? So that's a big job that I would put off, and the clothes would be sitting there for 3-4 days before I finally was like, oh, okay, I'm going to put the clothes away. Now it's his job. So that's one big thing. So again, if you can kind of delegate stuff that you know that you really don't like doing, that's going to make your life easier as well. So that's something that you should definitely think about. And a lot of the time we're afraid to ask for help. Particularly if you've got your own business, you're used to doing everything yourself, and it's hard to give up some control of certain things. And that's what I've been learning to do. Giving up a bit of control and actually saying, you know what, I'm going to trust somebody else to do that job, because I know that I'm not fast enough doing it, or I don't particularly enjoy it, you know. So that's something to think about. But yes, have a word with yourself. Like, ask yourself, what am I putting off that I know I should be doing to just improve my situation right now? What have I been putting off, and why? Why am I putting it off? And why do I need to do it, right? Why do I need to do it? Because when you ask yourself your why, that's going to give you more of a motivation. So again, for me, there's just certain things that I've been sort of studying myself more lately and saying, where are my values? You know, what are my values, and how can I make my life be in alignment with those values? So as I say, simple things like, you know, valuing being a mum and being at home with my kids is like number one priority for me. And as much as I am ambitious career woman in a sense, like actually the work stuff for me really comes secondary to being a mum. Like, I need to make sure I'm showing up the most as a mum, and then like getting to a point where I can delegate most of the tasks in my business so that I can shift my focus more to being a mum and less on hustle business, because I don't want to keep hustling all the time. I really don't. I'm tired. And most of us women are tired of hustling. It's just not really in our nature. We do it because we feel like we have to, and society tells us that we do, but truly, like, we want the soft life. I want the soft life. And I want the soft life. I really do. So it's, for me, it's like, yeah, being there, picking up my kids from school, taking them to school is part of that value. So I make sure I put my work around that. I don't have appointments around school time, school pick up and drop off, because I need to be there. And that's what I want to do. And that's what's important to me. My kids saying, Mummy, are you picking me up from school? And I'm going, of course, like, because that's what I know that they appreciate, and that's what I know is important to me too. So things like that. And again, value, healthy, right? I want to be healthy. I want to be strong. Not just for me, but for my kids. I want to have the energy for them. I want to live long for them. So me prioritizing my health, me prioritizing exercise, nutrition, that's my value. Like, I can't let myself slip with that. And as I say, I let myself slip with that. And I you know, sometimes it just takes seeing a picture of yourself and just going, that's just not how I want to look, right? To give yourself that reality. And as I said, sometimes just because friends are gassing us up and telling us, "Oh, babe, you look amazing. You don't need to lose weight." No. You know, that we're just like, yeah, this is just me. This is me, and you know, accept me for this, and fine. There will be someone out there that will accept you for that, but are you really happy? And I think, you know, a lot of the time, doing things like emotional eating, I was doing that. You know, I was going through a period of like severe anxiety and stuff, and you know, sometimes I was eating to soothe myself. So it's like finding ways to understand the root cause and what can you replace that with, rather than eating the chocolate because you're soothing yourself. Like maybe, I don't know, going to a spa, or what else could I do but eat a chocolate? I don't know, I'm trying to think. I mean, chocolate is quite hard to replace, but you know, there's just, there's little things that you can do, but it's more about finding the root behind why you're doing these things. What are your habits, right? So studying your daily habits, and that's where it starts. What are your habits? Because a lot of us are on autopilot. You know, we work 9 to 5, and then how do you start your day, right? How do you end your day? What time do you go to bed? What time do you wake up? When are you fitting in the exercise? You know, so it's creating a life around your habits, and your habits have to be aligned with your values. But you've got to have a word with yourself, and you've got to ask yourself those questions. You've got to ask yourself, what are my habits? What are my values? And what does my life look like to be the type of person that I want to be? What are my habits to be the type of person that I want to be? And what excuses am I making to not be that person? And how can I remove those excuses and come up with solutions and take action to change my life? Because we all have the capability of doing it. Every single one of us has that capability. It's not about money. It's not about class. It's none of that. It's about you making that decision and knowing yourself, being your own best friend, really learning to love yourself. And how you learn to love yourself is to know yourself and to live a life that is in alignment with all of the things that you say you are. Yeah. So it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to end this now because I love myself enough to get some beauty sleep. But so nice chatting with you guys. If you've got any comments on anything I've said there, any tips or advice you want to share with anyone, then I'm going to share this on my page, and then you can add it later. Lots of love. Good night.